What up guys, I'm gonna post a video that I posted last time, but it was too fast for some other people, so they asked me to put it on YouTube. I will do my best. I never did it before. So what I have to do is change a fan on a dryer. I'm gonna go over, but I'm sorry if the video is kind of messed up. It's my first time. So that I do is I take the bend plate with 5/16 bolt. That is, these ones, they got 4 to check what is the problem with the machine. So I take the other ones out already. So I'll check and I see all the garbage that I found before, and I make sure it's something related to the fan. And you guys can see the fan cracked and it's pretty bad, but it is a lot of garbage in there, so I clean everything out. When I know that is a fan, I remove these bolts too, the same 5/16, and then I remove these 4 bolts that are 1 over here and 2 on the other side and another one right there. I already took the bolts, so I'm gonna take this one out too. So give me 1 minute, I'll take the motor out and you guys can see. So the motor is out now. As you see, the fan is cracked open. It's pretty dirty in there too, and I will vacuum everything to make sure everything is working fine. The other thing is that you guys have to check is for the thermostat and the thermoflame. So the thermoflame is this little thing. Give me just a minute, I'll take it out and I show you how it is. Well, to take it out, you just have to pull these 2 cables out and twist it with your hand. And if it's a little rusty, just with a nice plier you can grab it and twist it a little bit and then remove it with your hand. Just leave it like that, put it aside and try to, you see how easy it was? Just remove it. And you see that thing, so it's good. I'm gonna clean it up, but sometimes when the fan cracks and it breaks this thermoflame off, so the machine doesn't censor the flame and it gives you a code. I don't remember if it's POE, but it doesn't register the flame, so it shut off the machine, just a safety precaution. But it is pretty dirty. I'm gonna clean it up and put it back together. Okay, so to remove the fan, I'm gonna take this safety nut that is here with 7/8. Yeah, 7/8. I'm gonna remove both, and then after I remove it, I'll show you a little more because I have to remove that now. As you can see, I removed the safety lock, so I'm gonna take another nut out. And then we have 1 washer, and then I'm gonna take the fan off. Really careful to don't lose that little pin that goes over there. So this pin right here, I want to make sure I don't lose this. I really don't know the name of that, but I don't want to lose it just in case. And then I take the other 2 washers that are on the bottom. So you can see, guys, it's pretty nasty in there. So I'm gonna clean everything, I'm gonna vacuum everything. I don't gonna record that because I don't think it's necessary, but once I finish, I will go over how I put it back together. So this is a little tip that I used to say. So I always have extra filters because when the filters start cracking up on the dryers, the garbage, it goes through, and that's what happened. So it gets clogged over there, it gets the fan stuck, and that's what happened. The fan just burst. So that's why I always keep my filters nice and new. That way I prevent all this to happen. So you guys can see, that's my hand. you guys can see how much shit can come through. So if you guys keep your filters, it's not expensive. I think the Alliance are $27 or something like that. So I think it's worth it to replace it once in a while. When you see that you guys start getting too damaged or with a lot of holes, I think it's the best option is to replace them. Don't try the cheap stuff. You know, it's just not worth it. You're gonna spend more money than that. So I always use Alliance parts because they are really good and not quite cheap, but they trustable. So this is the part that I'm gonna use for my dryers. So in case you guys want to get the number of it, I will post it, I guess. I don't know how it works, whatever. So I always have plenty spares, because nowadays, you know, fucking delivery is crazy, and oh, sorry, bad words. Deliveries are nuts and whatever, they take too long to deliver parts. So I decided to buy more parts than I have. That way I always have some in stock. Yeah, it takes a little bit of the room of the laundromat. It's not that big, but if I have something break, I always have parts. So this is the brand new fan. I got it right here, and I'm gonna put it right on after I clean everything. I'll go back in a minute, guys. By the way, I use the vacuum, but the vacuum doesn't clean as good. It just takes the top part. I use a steel brush, that way I can make sure I clean everything out and make it nice and clean. So if you guys, these wire brushes are the best, so it's always good to have it. So I just finished cleaning the motor. You can see how good those brushes work, and it takes you like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna clean the rest of it and make sure that everything is nice and clean. As I clean inside, you guys can see the vacuum only does so much, so I'm gonna go with the same brush, just clean around and make sure everything is nice and clean. Make sure you guys clean over here too. This is really important because you can get the clots of the dust or fabric or whatever it is they go through to the band, and it can collapse the valve, so it can create explosions. So it's better be safe than sorry. Make sure you always clean everything. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm gonna try to show you guys. You can see, let me see if you guys can see it. So the filter is right there, you see. So all the thing that it goes through, it comes all the way here. You can see all the garbage that is underneath. So it comes all the way up to the fan, and then from the fan it goes all the way there. Sorry about the twisting, but I don't got another way to show you. I'm gonna keep cleaning, so that way you guys can see it. So from underneath, you see I take all of this garbage from this part right here, where is the filter goes. So if that's dirty, possibly it's gonna go to the fan and it's gonna break it. I'm gonna keep cleaning. So once I got everything pretty much clean, I like to open the fuse box so I can clean around the cables too. So to open up is the same bolt, it's a 5/16 bolt, and you guys can see how dirty this gets. So I'm already here, might as well clean everything up. So I'll be back in a minute. Much better, yep. Okay, I'm gonna start putting everything together. Let me just close this with the bolt, that way I don't lose it. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So really easy. The first step is putting the 2 washers that we took from the bottom. Once they settle, you grab the pin and you put it right there, right here. You put it right here. Once it's in place, it's supposed to go really smooth. No need to force or whatever. It's just like that. So the fan has the little opening, so we have to match there. Let me try with holding the phone, and now let me see if I can get it in. That's it. So really easy. She goes by herself, like really easy. So after that, you get in the other washer. Oops, sorry, I forgot to clean it. I'm gonna clean it really quick. So we put in the washer back. So give me just a minute, let me make sure I clean this too. So I was saying I got the thing clean now, so I'm gonna put it back. Hand tied at the beginning. So and now I'm gonna use the 5/8 with an extension to reach over there, because the other one was broken, so I reach it like that. So I'm gonna use an extension and I'm gonna tie that first, and after I'm gonna put the safety log, and I'm gonna make sure I tie this one too, making sure that that log doesn't move back. Give me just a second. So there you go, I got everything tied up. As you can see, it's crossing the other nut, so this is ready to use. Now we're gonna put back the flame sensor. I don't know if you guys can see it. I cleaned it up too. It looks new, really good. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see the part number. It's M414704. That's the part number in case you need to order another one. So same thing, you put it back where it belongs, hand tight. No need to be really strong, so hand tight, and you put one back together. I don't think it matters, the sensors, but the cables, it doesn't matter where she goes, but I never had any problem, so I always put it the way I take them out, and I'll put it back together. So you guys can see everything is nice and clean. So I'm gonna put the motor back together. It's the same steps, but on the way back we put the motor, tie those 4 bolts, then I use this cover, put it back together. I leave this for last because once I put the motor in place, I try to turn it and see if it moves smoothly. Once I verified that everything is working fine, so I close turn on the gas, the safety gas. I turn on the safety gas and make sure everything works fine. So give me just a minute, be back. So like I said, everything is tied up now. I tied that, I leave that one open, just put my hand in there and see that it pins. So I'm a little battery, so I cannot have the flash, but everything is working fine, everything is nice and neat. I'm ready to close up and try it and see if it works. So there you go, moment of the truth. We're gonna turn it on. Let's put a quarter and see if it works. So I did put a quarter, and let's see if it works. So as you see, the flame is working now. It's working perfectly fine. So I did my job. I hope, guys, this helps some people. Enjoy the video.